So our goal was to create the tool, great and excellent in measurement sides. So all this statistic and cooperation with polytechnic and specialists from statistics, mathematics, and machine learning specialists. But from another side, in the end, we want to create something that will make less stress for people during the recruitment process, more sympathetic, giving the feeling that this is something interesting and also attractive for them. And after we create it and we go to the market, we iterate on the product. So our first partners, so currently our customers, giving us feedback from the person who played, and we were very happy that there was a very positive feedback. So they were saying, "Yeah, it's attractive. Yeah, we feel less stress compared to the different recruitment process." So we were very happy. That was our goal, so it's also our advantage. And if we're talking about, for example, this attractive that people like it.
Hello everyone, my name is Agata Warnowska and here we are in Startup Stories where we talk about startups and what makes them work. Today my special guest is Piotr Zjawiony, CEO of ReQiu Startup, which is an online tool for assessing the personality profile in field of soft skill based on computer games. So hello Piotr, how are you today?
Hello, hi everybody. I'm great. This is a Friday, so it's a very good day for waiting for a weekend. So I'm perfect. Everything going very well.
I'm really glad that you're fine and thank you for being here. So I think that we can start with the first question, and it is, what does the ReQiu startup do?
Okay, the ReQiu startup is, like you mentioned, the online game for recruitment processes and also the inside assessment. So if you currently have your employee, you can also use the ReQiu tool to assess them. And it's an online game. You walk through the office and the virtual office, and based on what you do, so based on the how you act in the game, the system give you the answer about your personality. We measure 6 personality traits, and based on that, you can use it to those process I mentioned before. And all startup, it's not only the game, but we also support our clients with different solutions. So we also prepare solutions if they want something special, so some personalization or some new tool. We also do that for our clients.
Okay, so how does the game work? Because you work in the office, in the computer game, and what next? On what basis the game can assess what soft skill you have?
All right. So this is like question in question. So I will try to answer as good as I can. So we measure 6 personality traits. We got personality like self-efficiency, locus of control, creativity. We got from this is the searching for information, problem prediction, and analytical skills. So 6 personality traits. What is unique? We choose those constructs, those traits from different sectors of psychology theory. Yes, we want to find those traits which give it the the biggest information about the person. So are the best solution for use it in a company and in the recruitment process. And how the game looks like, it's a little bit like a Sims. So you are walking through the virtual office. There's a 2-floor office. You got few tasks to do in this office. So you have to, for example, go through the task called calendar. So you have to prepare the day of how you're going to work today. You have the investments and other tasks like that. And what is also unique in measurements we're making, so we focus on behavior. So we measure how people act. So it's very close what assessment center do. So in assessment center process, we look only how people behave. So nobody asks the question. There's no questionnaires and stuff like that. And we doing the same in a game. So we just concentrate on how people act, what people do, what kind of strategy they do during the game. And based on that, the system prepared before, so based on machine learning and currently based on the measure points, then it's recount to those 6 personal traits. So
Okay.
I hope that answer.
Yes, and on the base how people do this task that they have to do in this computer game, the employers and the HR team get the information about the person, yes, who try to get the job. Okay.
Yeah, for example, you can imagine the process. I can, for example, explain you how the typical process looks like. The company, our clients come to us and say that they have to recruit, for example, person for, I don't know, selling department. So we ask the managers, the HR department, how the perfect person looks like. Can they describe us this person? And they are saying that the person should be a little bit creative, got some analytical skills, know how to talk with people, work with in a group, and things like that. Based on that, we create which personality traits will be the best, will explain the best this person. For example, will be self-efficiency, creativity, and analytical skills, like I mentioned. So we're saying, okay, those skills are baseline for us. So we are looking if the people with the high score in those skills. And after that, we are sending the links to the person who are recruiting. They are in recruit process. After that, we conduct the feedback session with the person to get more information, not only based on the game. And after that, we give the recommendation to our clients, which person are the best to this specific recruitment process for this, what they need. So that looks like that.
Okay, so how long it takes for the people who play this game to take part in this project, and how long it has to be that the whole game will be complete?
Yeah, the game took approximately 45 minutes. Of course, it's not like all people get the scores in 45 minutes, because someone will play a little bit longer, walk through the office, talk with the NPC in the game a little bit longer. So he could play 1 hour, some play 30 minutes. So approximate, the average is 45 minutes. And after that, we got the information about the person. And also in the hands of the HR or the politics of the company, is if they want to show the main report to the person who played the game. And there's a lot of different situations. Some want to show the short version of the report, some longer, some just want to give them the feedback session. Some companies even don't want to give the feedback sessions during the recruitment process, maybe after that. So that depends on the politics of the company.
Okay, and how the adjusting game to the needs of company look like?
Adjusting the game, yeah. We got one base tool to adjust the game, so we can choose the base color of the game. For example, it would be the red, so all furnitures or all details in the game will be red. So the office will be a little bit, the base color would be red, like an accent. And we also put the logo type to the system, and all on the walls, on the papers, on the monitors of the computer, there will be also the logo of the company. And we are doing that in like few seconds. Also, our customer using our platform can do that very simple. If there's a company who want to it a little bit more, change the office to the personal office. We also do that, but the cost of that are a little bit bigger, and that depends of what the company need. So the sky is the limit. If they want even the virtual walk through the real office, so we also make a video of that in the 60, then we put to the system, and based on that, we also create the game which measure our personality traits, but in a different environment.
Okay, I see. And is your competition on the market is big, or are you more like a niche startup? Because when I do some research for preparing to today meeting with you, I heard about that kind of recruitment process and game who help in that process for the first time. So what is your competition market? How it look like?
This is a very good question, and at a market we can like separate two things. One is the questionnaires, what for years in HR department, in psychological tools to measure personality, soft skills, and etc. And from other side, we got game-based assessment tools, so that they gamify, that they use game system, virtual system to measure information, so measure personality or soft skills, etc. And in the side, if we look on a competition and questionnaires, there's a lot of competition because we got Thomas Hogan, Insight, Freeze, Disc, and stuff like that. And if you look on the side game-based assessment, there's not a lot of tools like that. When we were starting thinking about that project, we starting to creating the baseline, the base information, what we want to do, how it should look like. When we checked the market, there was just a few competition. Currently, our biggest competition is in Australia. It's in United States and United Kingdom. It's Arctic Shore, Rebellion, and Pymetrics. So there are few big one, but still they concentrate a lot of times basically on soft skills. And like we are talking from the beginning, we measure personality. So something more, so it's like a more baseline who the person is. And soft skills are a little bit on a higher level. And so we concentrate on that baseline. And other thing, our competition, if we're talking about game-based assessment, a lot of times they use old psychological tools, so psychometric tools already used in psychology, and they just copy it and put to the game. We're doing something different. We want to create new tool because we choose different personality traits from different psychology theory. So we have to create our own tool to measure that what we want to measure. So we have to go through all validation process from creating what we want to measure, how we want to measure that, validate that first, second, third, and even seventh time, depends on which level creating of the tool we been in the future, in the past.
So that's amazing, because I really hope so that the game like yours will be more popular in the few years, because I think it's really great for recruitment process. It's help stress less, because the recruitment process, the job interview are really stressful very often, and you don't know how to prepare for that. And that kind of attitude, that kind of solution can really help in that process. So what are the other advantages of your game?
Yeah, like you mentioned, I will go with the topic you start, so about stress, about the process, because our goal was to create the tool great and excellent in measurement sides. So all this statistic and cooperation with Polytechnic and specialists from statistics, mathematics, and machine learning specialists. But from another side, in the end, we want to create something that will make less stress for people during the recruitment process, more sympathetic, giving the feeling that this is something interesting and also attractive for them. And after we create it and we go to the market, we iterate on the product. So our first partners, so currently our customers, giving us feedback from the person who played, and we were very happy that there was a very positive feedback. So they were saying, yeah, it's attractive. Yeah, we feel less stress compared to the different recruitment process. So we were very happy. So that was also our goal. So it's also our advantage. And if we're talking about, for example, this attractive that people like it. So if we put to this logo of the company, the color of the company, we can think about employer branding. So during the recruitment process, you're already showing your company as attractive, as a modern, using new technology. So it's also the advantage of that. And when we talk with our customers, we are showing them what they get of using the tool like that. So it's not only questions and only answer some dozens of hundreds, sometimes questions in 1 hour. If we're talking about very big and honest questionnaires on the market, but you're getting something cool, something which is suited to the current young people on the market, and they are in the virtual systems in using the informatic, the technology. So this is something they like. And because it's create on the top of a big system, so on the top of, we use machine learning today. Machine learning is on the bottom of AI systems. It's a part of it. So we are creating our system when we analyze, we measure what we want to measure. So we use machine learning and we are checking and building those models who are now currently are recalculate the scores from the game, the measure points. Sometimes if our clients ask us, okay, but how many of those points you measure? The game took just 45 minutes. How much information you can get from that? Couple of thousands. Because if you look for one task and the decision to make, the things you have to do, so the strategy you will use, how fast you read, how fast you click, how fast you move your mouse, and what you could do during this task, all this is measured and recalculate then to those personality traits.
Okay, so that's really great. And I saw on your website that you say that before launching the game, you tested 2,000 people. So how did the process of that step look like?
Whoa, big question. Yes, that was a very long process, because if we imagine of creating new tool in psychology, we have to go through all validation process. So when we create the game, next step was to take people to laboratory, to our office, and give them the game to play. And then we compare it with currently market questionnaires, measuring, for example, locus of control or creativity, and we correlate that. Do the tool measure what we want to measure? And that kind of sessions of checking the game and study was over 7, and we measure in online way and in our office. I think even more than 2,000 people, and that helps us to build the models who now is calculate the psychological personality traits, and took, I think, 2 years to study that, to be sure that we measure what we measure. It was a very long process for me as informatic and psychologist. It was also very interesting time because we hired and cooperate with people from Polytechnic, Wrocław Polytechnic, because of course, as a psychologist, we know and we study also statistic. We use it statistic, but we figure out with our team and our friends that maybe working with specialists in this field will give us a lot of more. And it was great adventure because we saw that if we don't take those people, we will not have today as good this engine of our system as we have it today.
Okay, so 2,000 people, it's a really big of testing group. So is there any other field beside the recruitment process where your company's game can be used, or now you only focus on the recruitment and that's all?
I can say that you can use it in different situations. So one and most popular when we work with our clients is the recruitment process. Second one, when you have your employee, you can also use it to check about like inside recruitment. Yeah, so you want to build the team or promote somebody to the PM or manager. So you also can use the tool because then you get more knowledge about the people you work with, and you could better build and create the environment in the office with those people. And also very important is both of those process are feedback sessions because, for example, if it's recruitment process, then you get more knowledge about the person. So it's very important, especially in Poland, for example, when the this employee market, not the company market during the recruitment process. So and if we look on the process, inside process, so checking our own employee, we can also use as education part because if you use this feedback session, our last client was like that. We giving the feedback sessions after the game to the employee of our client, and we were showing them, okay, this is your strong, this is a weak part. If, for example, your creative is a little low, you can use the tools like I don't know, some games, board games, or another thing you can do in the free time to make it a little bit better, to work on that, to create a little bit better like environment to grow on this part. Also, we help people understand what they can do, how they can cooperate if they have a problem with communication with other people. So we also mention them that okay, you got this problem, but you have to work on that. If you have, and we describe them different possibilities and tools how to do it to help them to be better, not only employee but also as a people during normal life.
Yes, because your game also can give possibility to give a feedback not only to the employer but also to the people who want to work in some job. And now in recruitment process, very often the feedback is only for employer, not for the people who try for the job. So here are the benefits for the both sides. And did you think about expanding your game for other fields, like not only focus on recruitment, but for example, in the future, develop it on, I don't know, other idea and use your game for other topic?
Yeah, a lot of times we on a conference or meetings we heard about to use it in education process. But yes, we're thinking about that, but that will be need a little more validation because we study that on a people over 18. Because if somebody is under, we need to agree with the parents. So yes, we're thinking about. We're talking. We currently even speaking with few universities in Poland So we're gonna see. Maybe we will go that way, but still we are thinking of using the engine of the tool, for example, to help young people to create the path of the career path. But this also needs a lot of preparing, a lot of study, because, for example, in United Europe, we have the base ESCO, ESCO base, and there's information about the hard skills, about the soft skills, a little bit about soft skills that are needed on a special company, special kind of jobs. But still, the base is huge. The system based on that, there's a few, but still needed more information about the personality, about those very soft things that will give us information if you want to get some knowledge about in which field we will good. Especially that young people have a problem today because there's so many different things that they can do. So they are a little bit lost. If we imagine the past, like I know 30, 40 years, my father was carpenter, so probably I will be the carpenter. Now I can be whatever I want to be. And there's so many things to do. So the tools, the information about what can I do, in which field my hard skills, soft skills are needed, it's very important to help the young people to go with the path. So yes, we are thinking about different things. Also, we are creating new tools. We currently cooperate with our partners, colleagues from another startups, companies who are doing also amazing tools in the different sectors. And we are thinking how we can combine that, how we can build something even bigger and giving a lot more help our clients and for the future also the people who are playing this game.
Okay, so I hope that your project connected with game and education go well and it became, because I can say by myself that 3 years ago when I went to college, I also had the problem because the pandemic started. I didn't exactly know what I want to do because I really liked a few direction, but I didn't know which one to choose. And it was stressful because the deadline was running out of time and I had to take my decision very quick. So it was stressful, and I think that that kind of game, that kind of attitude and application, I can say, that could show me what I'm in the best, what are my strongest things. So it really could help in choosing the right field. So finger crossed that it go well and show on the market. And what inspired you to start this startup? Because it's a very unique idea. It's, I don't, like I said before, I didn't hear about that solution earlier. So what was your inspiration? What stand by this idea?
Like 5 years ago, when after the psychology university, I met great people over there, and there was I started study when I was like 28 years old. So my friends, my colleagues was like 10 years, 9 years younger than me. And there were amazing people. And during the study and after we finished that, we start to work together. We prepare projects for Poznan Game Arena. We make our own studies. We publish them, and we start to cooperate with in a game dev sector. So we cooperate with people who create the games, developers, and working with our clients, we saw that why still on the market the base tool to measure soft skills, personality, questionnaires. There's auto presentation thing that this is a bias for auto presentation in the questionnaires is a big problem, and we still are using those. Even if there's a lot of people who are saying it's maybe not a good way of doing that, there's another part who are saying, yeah, that they are great. So I'm not going in that field to discuss is it good or bad? It's a tool. It's check tool, so we can talk about that. But why in the 21st century we're not using the technology and the games, for example, to measure things? Why not to start to doing that? Why not to create something new, something fresh that people can use? And if we also do it, it will look nice and be based on technology. Why not start to do it? We have a knowledge, we have a team, we have the great people around us. Why not to start doing that? And from that point, we try to find those soft skills we want to measure. After that, we find the investor, and after that, we find bigger money in United Europe funds, and we start to building it. So that was a great adventure. Now we are where we are, but still from the idea and then finding the best people, specialists around you, you can do whatever you want. For example, if you want to build a tool like that, you can do it. So that was like our trip from the idea to the our ReQiu currently.
Great, and that was amazing story, and I really glad that you came up with that. And I saw on your website that you got the finance from Smart Growth Operational Program 2014-2020, and it was a huge amount of money. So how did money help you?
Yes, like I mentioned in the first step, when we start to build our tool, so we find the private investor. It was Tomek Mularczyk, now our friend, and he's in game dev sector. With this sector we work, so that was the best field to find someone who want to help us and build something with us. So he was our first investor, and based on that, there was a lot of programs that giving money. So we start and prepared all papers and everything to get and participate in the program you mentioned. And because we have the investor, we have the backup money, so we can have the money to, because there's like 25-30%, you have to have your own money. So we got that from our investor. We collect this money. We won the process, and after that we can get much more money. You mentioned a lot of money was 2 million zlotys, so we get from the funds, and those days was a lot of money. Now, if I can say that the market changed a little bit, so for example, today we will need a little bit more if we want to create it. But those days, a little bit cheaper process of creating, especially the informatics software things, a little bit cheaper.
Okay, and your startup is developing very well. You received 2 Polish Innovation Awards, so congratulations. And what is your next step? What are the plans for the future?
This is a nice question. Currently, because when we talk with our clients, so one step is to creating new tools. So this is the first step. I will not say what kind of tools because we are in the middle of on the process of looking the niche and looking what we want to do. We have some ideas, very nice one. And with ReQiu, we want to go to bigger markets. We start and iterate on Polish market to adjust the game, adjust the reports for the HR department, for people who are using that. And currently, during the summer, we start like a study process of first step of selling it in Arabic countries, so like Qatar, Dubai, South Arabia, because there are also a niche needs of the tools like that. And from that point, we also currently are talking with investors and also bigger companies who are specialized in recruitment process, headhunting, to go to United States because this is a huge market. And also we then just need more or less one language and have a huge market.
Okay, so finger crossed again that everything goes like you want it. And do you use your game to recruitment process in your startup, or you don't want to do this?
Yeah, we are using that not only in my startup because our team is more or less stable, so we don't recruit a lot of new people. But I also the owner and investor in other companies, so we are using that there. So yeah, we are doing that. I will be a hypocrite if I'm not, because I'm super happy and I love our tool. So of course I'm doing that.
That's good. And what is the hardest part of being CEO of a startup?
What is the hardest part? I think the hardest part is when something is not going how you imagine that. During the, for example, if you are talking about the validation process, about the creating the game, there was a lot of things during that we were not expecting, and we have to pivot, we have to change our ideas, we have to looking for some new solution. If we have a big problem with something, for example, software thing that we are not great in, and we are the team of the software team, so we have to somewhere find the connection between psychology, ID, and vision, and technological thing, the software team, and put it together. So the biggest problem is when there is a problem. So this is then a huge like maybe not opportunity, but the thing you have to face with, and it's sometimes a little bit stressful. So this is a little bit hard sometimes. Another one, when, for example, as a CEO, I have to go to a lot of conferences, talk with people, spend the time with people. It's super cool. I love it. But sometimes when there's elevator pitch or on a big stages and stuff like that, sometimes it's a little bit scary. Depends on the place where you go.
I see. So I think that we are close to the end of our conversation, but staying in the CEO's topic and the hardest part. So, what is your advice for all the future CEOs who listen to us and want to start their own business?
I think it's just don't be scared of what you want to do. There's a lot of things, a lot of tools, a lot of people around us currently in a business that will help you. Even currently, my team and my colleagues from my partners, we create something which calls HR Broad. So there's a specialist from different fields helping the companies to grow, and we are helping them to gather money. We are helping them to adjust the product. We are helping them to study the market, showing them what's the most important and how to do it. Because yeah, I remember myself creating my first business. I remember a lot of people during when we creating ReQiu, and after that, ask me how you do it, how to do that, how you get the money. And there's not easy answer, but there's a lot of smart people. If you want to do something, find those smart people. There's venture capital, there's private investors, there's a businessmen who are already in the market. Even people who are the startups, it's very easy to get to the managers, to the PMs, ask them how they do it, how the CEO do it. And trust me, there's a lot of things that and people and tools that will help you to create your own business. Of course, remember that the imagination, the sky is the limit, but remember, market is a market. So study the market first if you have the idea, make some business adjustments, make some business plan, and then go to the people who are who can help you, because this is a very important.
I think it's amazing advice for all of them. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Piotr Zjawiony, CEO of ReQiu startup, and now is time for you if you would like to add anything to our conversation.
Wow, what can I ask? During when we are talking about young people and education, and about the problems that you mentioned. You have to choose where to go, what to do. There was also will be one advice for the young people, especially when they, for example, after the high school, they want to go to some university and stuff like that. They have to remember that they don't have to go to university just after the high school. They can wait for I don't know, half a year. They can start working, see what kind of business looks like, how the market looks like, and after that they can decide. Because there's some misunderstanding in our society that there's a way you have to finish high school and immediately you have to go to university or polytechnic or other higher education, but you don't have to do it. You can wait a little bit. There's still a time. You are young, so you can still looking for something you're interested in. Yes, it's the worst thing to go and study something you don't like after a year and starting to doing then after that the job that you don't like. It's not a good idea for health and what you are doing. So just chill out a little bit and just remember that this pressure from a top, it's not the main thing in your life, and you can do a lot of things also just starting a little bit of work and then study. The life is for you. This is the tools and stuff like that are for you to help you grow. So this is like my a little bit advice, because sometimes I feel like it's a little bit crazy that everybody go to university and everybody is engineers and stuff like that. So just chill out.
Thank you one more time for conversation and for another lovely advice. So one more time, Piotr Zjawiony, CEO of ReQiu Startup. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and thank you for talking with you. That was a pleasure.